Video from NMW82. Today I'm going to show you how to fight bosses. So let's get into it. First, what is a boss in Terraria? A boss is a mob in Terraria that is really tough and is one of the main goals of the game. To do this, you need to build an arena, learn different classes, know the boss, and summon it. So first, I'm going to show you all the different classes. And I will be testing them out on the King Slime. Okay? Let's get what I need. Hold on. Okay. I need to find something real quick because I saw a mob that is found in Terraria, and I want to get it. And I think it died or despawned. Okay. The first class is the melee class. This is not the character I have used in my other series, just the warnings. See some other things. Okay. Alright, melee class. I will be using the cutlass. And there's the melee class. Melee class is probably the second most used one for me, because I have more than just melee. The ranger class has got to be one of my more favorite ones. I will be using the bee's knees. Bee's knees bow is one of my favorite bows by far. Now I will be showing you the magic class by using the magic missile. I will be using God mode for most of these battles. Just a warning so you may not see me take any damage. And finally, the Summoner class is one of probably the least used class in Terraria. There are two things. There is you use your summon minions, and then there are also the whips. I will be using the Kaleidoscope and the Deadly Spear Staff. That is all the classes in Terraria, or the main ones anyways. There are bonus like the yo-yo or the gun class or just bows. Now I'm going to show you how to build an arena. Building an arena in Terraria is a very tricky task sometimes. For me, I've gotten it down mainly now. So basically, for a normal arena, you use platforms. And you spread them out like this. And then you would normally build multiple layers, so I'll see you when I'm done. And this is just a basic arena, so this isn't exactly a hard one to do. And I'm going to show you max HP. You can see in the upper right corner of my screen that I have 500 health. That is because I have life through and full life crystals. Life crystals get you to 400, and life fruit gets you to 500 with golden hearts. So I will be playing. There's no way to decrease it. There's also the nurse. The nurse is an NPC that you would use. I don't use her really, but you can use her for your battles. She is also one of the better things to use with the mechanical bosses, which I will not be viewing today. The mechanical bosses will be shown in probably 3rd or 4th episode of this series. And potions. Let's talk about potions. Potions would be healing potions, mana potions, and like archery potions. They will give you buffs on different stuff, like the archery potion gives you 10 increased bow damage and 20% increased arrow speed for 8 minutes. Healing and mana just restore those two things, your mana and your life. That's how the potions work. And arena buffs. Arena buffs are a very used item. They are one of the more important things that you would need in your arena, such as sunflowers or campfires. I'm not going to get a campfire because I don't need it, but that's just one of the things. Now debuffs. Debuffs are things bosses will give you, like bleeding or poison. There's a lot of debuffs. Don't get them. And then there's also grappling hooks. I'm currently using a grappling hook. This is the final grappling hook of the 4 celestial pillars, which will probably be in the very last episode of this series. And now minions. Minions are pretty much an opponent you would like how the king slime spawns little slime minions. They're no fun to deal with, I assure you that much. And they are a boss they will protect the boss that you are trying to eliminate. Sentries. Sentries are things that you use that are kind of like minions. Summoners, but different. Like HOU. For example, Houndius Shootius. It will shoot like eye lasers, I think, onto your opponents. It is a sentry. I will not be using it, I do not think, but it is a useful thing like those arena buffs. Now, what are the bosses? The bosses in Terraria are the King Slime, Eye of Cthulhu, Brain of Cthulhu, Eater of Worlds, Queen Bee, Skeletron, and also Wall of Flesh, Deerclops, Queen Slime. 3 mechanical bosses, the Twins, Skeletron Prime, and the Destroyer. The Plantera, Duke Fisheron, Empress of Light, Golem, Lunatic Cultist, and the Moonlord. Those are all the ones I can think of currently, but I'm sure there's a few more. There are also mini-bosses and secret world bosses, such as Mechadusa, the 3 mechanical bosses combined into one. Now I'm going to show you how to fight these different bosses and their different attacks. I will not be fighting them. First up, the Eye of Cthulhu. The Eye of Cthulhu is one of the easier bosses for you. Hold on. Now we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. Now I'm going to fight the Eye of Cthulhu. Here is the Eye of Cthulhu. Eye of Cthulhu. This boss will float around you and eventually attack. It will spawn minions, which are called Servants of Cthulhu. It will dash at you in its first phase. Yep, there's one right now. There's 2. This is the Cthulhu. Now let's take a look at its second phase. Here is its second phase form. It will turn into more of a mouth than an eye, and will dash and make a roaring sound. In Master Mode, it has a chain attack. This is mainly for classic and journey fights. It can also drop the shield of Cthulhu in higher difficulties. That's the Eye of Cthulhu. Next up, King Slime. This is one of the harder bosses for me. It's easy to everybody else, but it is harder for me. I don't know why. So let's fight him. You already saw him a few times. So he will bounce around and spawn minions anytime he takes damage. And he can jump high, and he will also teleport to the player if that player's out of reach for long. Overall, King Slime is one of the easiest bosses in the game. Next up, the Eater of Worlds. For the Eater of Worlds, I will be going to the Corruption biome for this fight. And that is the desert. The Corruption is one of the 2 evil biomes you can get. The other is the Crimson. Also today we will be doing one mini-boss, which is the Dark Mage. Here is the Corruption. Alright, now let's go break some Shadow Orbs. Alright, we're back. I've broken 2, which will give you 2 status messages. First, a horrible chill goes down your spine. Second, screams echo around you. And the Eater of Worlds has awoken. The Eater of Worlds is a worm boss. It will fly around you, and when you hit it, it will break into 2 separate chunks. That's what makes it more difficult. And you can see all the heads on my screen. The Eater of Worlds is a easy boss for me. Never lost to him. Eater of Worlds has been defeated. Now the Brain of Cthulhu. Another boss that is the Crimson boss. Now let's go to the Crimson. Alright, and we've made it, and this is the Crimson Desert. You can also summon the Eater of Worlds with 1 food, or summon the Brain of Cthulhu with 3 crimson by breaking 3 crimson hearts. But I will use the Bloody Spine. 3, 2, 1, go. Brain of Cthulhu has the least amount of health of any boss in the game, and has an army of creepers that spawn with it. It will randomly teleport around until all the creepers are killed, and then it will enter its second phase, I believe. Killing them is kind of like Eater Worlds, except the Eater. If you want more diversity, I say the Crimson is a little easier and probably better because they don't have all the chasms. I'm just gonna wait for the brain to come back close to the earth. One creeper left. And now the brain is in its second phase where it will randomly teleport a lot more and will attack. Brain of Cthulhu is probably one of the easier bosses for me as well. Definitely one of the bosses I'd rather fight over, not over the Eater of Worlds. Fought this boss more than the Eater of Worlds. And now for our final boss, the Queen Bee. which will spawn in the jungle. So now I will go back and go to the jungle. See you then. I will see you then. And we're back, and I'm at the jungle, so let's fight Queen Bee. Queen Bee will do these dash attacks around the player. Queen Bee is one of the harder, and she will shoot these stingers. She is enraged when she is above ground. Normally you fight her down hives below, but I'm fighting up here because it's a lot easier. And she will also spawn bees, which will hone in on the player and sting. The Queen Bee, there isn't really much else in the Queen Bee, so I'm just gonna get for the Queen Bee. And now for the final boss in the Old Ones Army event, the Dark Mage. I'll see you then. I guess this could also be a guide to the Old Ones Army event, so I'm just gonna do it. And you guys watch as well. This is Old Ones Army. I don't think the Dark Mage appears until wave 5, so I'll see you then, I guess. Never mind. Hey everybody, I'm back. Oh, maybe this It is time for the Dark Mage. Right, Dark Mage will spawn. I'll show you what she looks like. Or he, I don't know. Once she spawns, I will stop defending the crystal. Need to do it fast though. Hey Dark Mage, I'm waiting. She should spawn. Where is the Dark Mage? There she is. What side is she coming from? I'm gonna wait until I'm right side. Okay, Alright, the Dark Mage has 3 attacks. She can summon the Old One's skeletons. She can also summon all Old One's skeletons. She will shoot a purple ball of energy on you. And I think she has a 3rd attack where she will do something. And that's it. I think that's it for the Dark Mage. Thank you guys for watching this video. I don't have very many subscribers, so make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for the help. If this video gets 10 likes, I will do that hardcore video I mentioned on my last one. And until then, I'll see you next time. Bye!